Hey guys, welcome back to ARC. My name's Rob. Today we're gonna do something cool. We are hanging an engine and transmission in my 1960 F100. Now I could buy these, they're like 250 bucks, but remember it's $10,000 all in on this truck. That means we're gonna build them. Let's see if we can get this figured out. Hey guys, real quick, before we jump into the full length of the video, I got two things. Number one thing, if you're liking this content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications so you don't miss any updates on what's going on with the 10,000 all-in field truck here. I got news for you. The budget is looking real good. We're gonna be able to do some cool things because I'm way under budget to what I thought I was gonna be. A lot of people doubted we could do this for 10 grand. It's gonna be 10 grand. Every bit of it, if not a little bit less. So go ahead and hit the buttons, do the thing. Thing number two, I wanna thank Airslamit for sponsoring this video and hooking us up. Hire a website, go over to airslamit.com if you're getting bags or you're getting whatever you wanna get. It's 5% off the entire website. If you're interested in getting air ride for your stuff, code ARC at checkout, and that will save you an extra 5%. Thanks for supporting me and the people that support me. Okay, first steps first. I don't have my engine here. It's at my dad's house, but I do have another small block Ford block here. It's a 351. It's hiding back here. Well, I guess the crank's still in it. I thought I had the crank pulled out of it, but that's fine. So, if you're not aware, all the small block Fords are basically the same. Well, the 260, 289, 302, 351 Windsor, those are all the same as far as the basic bolt patterns for the engine mounts. Yeah. So let's see if we can get this out of here.
Yeah, we can get it out.
We gotta move some stuff.
This is your last channel.
Yeah.
That's your last channel.
Let's see if we can get this out of here. All right, I need to get this thing drug out over yonder, and then I'll put the engine hoist on it, and then we'll hang a transmission and bell housing on it and see what it's gonna take to put it in the truck. The engine hoist hooked up to that. We'll float it and then we'll get that attached. £1,000 should be fine. All right, let's get this thing turned over. If I can stay on the blanket with it. Ooh. Ah. Golly, bro. Okay. God, that is a tank, man. Seven, 16, 14. Okay, these bolts are all at 1/2 inch. I don't have anything appropriate, but I've got these weird bolts that are 1/2 inch threads, so that's what we're using. Okay, let's see how even that picks up. The only thing I am concerned about a little bit is if I have bolts for the bell housing, because that is a newer bell housing, and I think they're metric. I have thread checkers, so we'll check them, but I just definitely don't want to pull the threads. All right. All right, let's see about the threads on this. Let me call Dad. We had this transmission in one of his cars. Oh, but he didn't have this. He had a different bell housing. Shit, no. Yeah, I gotta go to the store. Oh, too good. Now stop. All right, so here's some things I got to take care of before we lay this thing in here. I've got some crap in the way. That speedo cable, I'm just gonna cut it. I don't care, I don't need it. And that fuel line, and clean that area up there. But like the approach in there is pretty shallow. So I think it's gonna work fine. This will be cool. Okay, I literally cannot find my small cutoff wheel, so, you know. Is this gonna work? Just gonna cut this off. Oof. Yeah. Holy crap, dude. You can't cut that with bolt cutters, huh? Okay. Let's keep it kind of up there. See what we get. I might need to cut that out of there. That needs to go back, right? I wonder how far forward it needs to sit. I wonder how far forward it needs to sit. I feel like it needs to go back quite a bit. But to make it do that, I'm gonna have to cut that up. Maybe for now I just take the shifter off, wrap that up, tape it up, and then slide it. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the shifter off, and then we'll see where we need to go. I'm pretty sure those are 13s. I'll take the shifter off. I'll wrap that up, because if you take a shifter off, it's like open transmission below it, and then we'll push it further back underneath the floor for now, and kind of get the positioning of the engine and trans where we need it. And then, I mean, man, we got to look at where this thing's going to come up in. Oh, it's still going to be well in front of the seat, right? So there's the aft or the forward seat bolts go just in front of this rib here. So even if that's back in there freaking half a foot or a foot even, I mean, I might have to do a shifter that kind of comes forward and then back up, but I think that would still work. Let me pop that off. I'm gonna take that shifter off and move some stuff around. The first thing I've had to do to protect the paint on this truck. God, it's like the thing I wanted to avoid so bad, and here I am. It's like, I don't care about paint. You know, that looks pretty good. I think it probably needs to go higher. I should put an oil pan on it. I've got a pan for it. So dimensionally, the 351 is a little bit bigger. The pan's actually a little bit bigger. I think the rails, the pan rails themselves are a little bit wider apart, but the engine mounts are the same distance. So that's no problem. What I'll do is I'll probably set it up so it can take a 351. That way I know for a fact that the 302 will fit in here. And then the option's open to me in the future if I want to build this and put it in the truck or whatever. I probably never will do that, to be honest, but you know. Anyways, here's where we're at. All right, we got it kind of centered. I think that's probably a little too low there. So what I need to do, what I should be doing right this second, is pulling that out. And I think the blue pan up on the wall, not the black one, but the blue one, I'm like 90% sure that's a 351 Windsor pan. I think it's the pan for this. And then a couple quarter 20 bolts, and we'll have it on there. And let's do that. I'll pull it back out. Except I gotta get that damn thing off the wall. I don't even know how I have it up there. Let's see. Okay, screws. I screwed it to the wall. Cool decoration, Rob. Let me go grab it. Now it's got a pan on it, and I know for a fact if I can get this 351 to fit, that plenty of room for the 302. Okay, I'm starting to think I need a rear sump pan or a very tall set of motor mounts. I don't know. I got to do some more research here, but I mean, I don't see why we couldn't put the oil pan above the cross member. I mean, realistically, you know, why would it need to be way down there? Okay, did some research, and the Outcast Customs, whichever ones that you can buy that are adjustable, they say that you can use a front sump pan. So they may put it up real high, or they must put it up real high. So I guess I could make this work with a front sump pan. I just don't know if that's what I'm going to do, if that's what I need to do. I don't know. I mean, because look, granted, this is 351, so the pan's a little bit deeper. Not a whole bunch deeper, but it is deeper. So, I mean, I don't know. It might be fine like that. Because even a rear sump pan has a lump on the front. Like, let me look at this in the Falcon here. Can you see it? I've got a rear sump pan in this, and I mean, it still has, boy, that's dark. It still has, you know, a drop down there, but of course it's not nearly as much. And in the Falcon, it's important to get the engine low and get the weight down below the roll axis. Not a big deal with this kind of truck, but do I want it sitting way up there? I should probably get a pan. I should probably get a rear sump pan and then mock this up with the 302, since it's going to be that much different. Dang, I really thought I was onto something. So I guess I'm going to pull this back out, and that's going to be that until we can get the 302 over here and a rear sump pan so we can mock it up. All right, we're heading over to Dad's to grab my 302, and it's basically disassembled. I think, well, no, I think the bottom end's still in it, so we're going to take the mom van over there. All right, so we're going to have to knock the pistons out of it and the crank. All I want right now is the block and the oil pan, just so I can mock it up. So we'll go over there and grab that. I'll turn you back on when we get over there at Dad's place. Like, change the plans. We're over at Dad's place and we got this thing blown apart. We found some stuff. And it's the kind of stuff that isn't not cheap. That is a number 5 hole. You like that? That's, oh boy. So that's broken. All right, so now's the point of reflection. We got to figure out, we got options here. And I don't particularly like any of them because I was hoping I could just throw it together and get it going. But here's what I could do. One thing I could do is find another 302 block, go have it punched 40 over, take those pistons and rods down to my machine shop. My guys are real good. Have the bores cut to the pistons and have that one piston pushed off that rod and buy a new piston for it. Budget build. That's one option. And then I've got everything, right? Another option is I could build my 351, but parts I don't have for the 351 that I would need that are different. It's a taller deck height. So the intake manifold's different. And for a good intake manifold, I mean, at least $300 if I find a decent one used. There's some house brands. Jegs has one. I'm sure Summit has one. They're $200. But that's an expense. I would need push rods. Because again, the deck height's taller, so the push rod height is longer. I would need a rear sump oil pan, which I need anyways for a 302, I think. So those are both considerations. Or I could find a 4.6 out of a Crown Vic and shove it in there. They fit really well on the Crown Vic front end. But then I would have a lot more fitting to do, and I wouldn't know. I'd probably have to, because I want to run my 5-speed, I'd have to put like a Lakewood or a TCI bell housing, whoever makes an adapter for a 4.6 to a T5. Only good thing about a 4.6, excuse me, only good thing about a 4.6 is I definitely wouldn't break the T5 because they're gutless. But I think the way I'm leaning is just finding another 302 and going to have it bored out and put that thing together that way. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think I should do in the comments. I think that makes the most sense. I could probably do it under the $500 mark. I've been on Marketplace and I saw a couple blocks for a couple $100. That should work. I don't know. What do you think? You know, there is one more option, and it's not widely considered awesome. I could overbore it 20. That would clean up the out around. It's only 2,000 out around. I could overbore it 60 and put a set of pistons in it. I could do that. That might honestly be the cheapest way. The problem is 302 blocks don't like 60 over, at least like the mid 70s and on. The webbing, the wall castings are thinner and they heat up a whole lot more. The early ones, like what I have, this block is a 69. It should be tough enough to do 60 over. In high school, I had a 289 that was bored over 60. It did run a little hot, but it had that teeny itty bitty freaking Mustang radiator in it, like old brass radiator. I'm gonna look more into that. That might be the way I go, because if I could just have it overboard and a set of pistons, that might be the cheapest way, and that would still keep me on budget here. I really want to build, like go out on like and build the 351, but that's gonna crush my budget if I'm trying to do this at $10,000. But if I overbore and a set of just cast like no nothing pistons or even hyper eutectic pistons, I could probably be in for, again, under $500. Let me make some phone calls and do some internet sleuth research and see if this is a good idea or not. Here's some more careful consideration. I did some research, and the blocks that are made past 1975 have thinner walls and a lower nickel content. This block's a 69, so it should be tough enough to go 60 over. And my out around is only 2/1000ths, so if I cut it another 20, because it's at 40 now, that'll clear up that out around, and then I just need a set of pistons. Summit has a set of hyper eutectics, like house brand stuff, for $200. So that plus maybe $200 or $300 for machine work, $500 bearings, slap it back together. That's what I'm gonna do. That's still the cheapest move. Now I need to go back to my dad's house and grab that block so I can finish mocking up these motor mounts. All right, we're back set up with the 302. We're gonna hang the 302 in there and check out what we can do with the stock oil pan. If it's not gonna be too high, Or if we got to get a rear sump pan, a lot of people are saying front sump's going to work, and I think it will. So let's hang a pan on here, push this thing outside, and then see what we need to do for engine mounts. Ooh. Okay, that's gonna work. That's roughly where it needs to sit. I still need to, I'm gonna go transmission aft, or excuse me, transmission up, bring the nose of this thing back. But yeah, that, I mean, I'm bridging from here to here. So like that's where I need to go. Okay, the 302 is a much better fit than that tall block 351. Yeah, this is looking good. I wonder what kind of angle we're at here, because, well, you know, I know the floor needs to come up in the floor. That's all there is to it. I need to move those back a little bit, the chains, so I can get a better angle on the block. But yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. All right, I think this is roughly where I want it. That's gonna work great. I gotta center it up a little bit more, but with the pan on, I still have, I mean, I've got clearance here. So that's great. It just means that I would have to drop the front crossmember and the engine if I needed to pull the pan. But whatever, I gotta do that on the Falcon, my Camaro, I mean, whatever, right? I gotta pull the engine to pull the pan, is what I'm looking at. Or just drop the front crossmember out of the truck. It's 4 freaking bolts, whatever. Okay. Let me get a tape measure out. I'll start running tapes across things, see if I can't get this thing leveled out, and we'll go from there. All right, so right where we're at right now, as we sit, we've got 3.8 going down, which is fine. That's no problem. I want about 3 degrees, so I'm 0.8, which means if you look in there, I'll have to cut the floor, bring that tail shaft up. No big, I knew I was gonna have to do that anyway, so that does not bother me. So that means that this position is good. Actually, look down there. There's a problem. How am I gonna change the oil on that specific thing? Oh man. Maybe I'll put a drain plug like right in the back of the pan. Maybe that'll work. Or I can put one in the front. I'm gonna need a different one than that. Where's the other one? I got another pan over here. Is it in the same spot? Another 302 pan. Let's see where it is. Oh, there we go. That one is towards the back. Maybe I'll use that pan. Towards the back? Is that where this one is? Oh, never mind. That's the same spot. But whatever. I'll put a different drain plug position in it. Okay, what I need to do now is figure out left and right where I'm going. I can start by putting the tail shaft where I want it. Let's kind of get it centered up in here. Oh yeah, we're way over. So, oh shit, okay. We'll go in with the transmission here a little bit. Come down just a hair. In. Is that close? I just got a little bit of tension on the floor holding it. Let's see, I'm right at about 8.5. I guess it doesn't really matter where we go. Why is this thing? Why? Dude. I cannot get this thing to come up even to save my freaking life. All right, fans going, hope you can hear me. I got it centered up. So between the frame rails, I was looking at 14.5. This is 29 overall. That's pretty centered up. Of course, the tail shaft needs to come up of the transmission, but it is hitting the cab back there. So I need to get in the cab and cut that. that's just a little Sawzall work, no biggie. But I'm gonna bring the back of the transmission up a little bit, just so I kind of can see where I'm cutting in there. All right, I got the floor clearance and a lot of transmission up in the truck. That's fine. I may need to do some tunnel work here. I don't know. I gotta crawl under and see what it's gonna look like. Depends on what the drive shaft wants. So that's good. We got that going now, and it's hot out here, man. My truck has to stick out so I don't have the air on, but it's hot. It gets hot in Alabama. I don't know if y'all know that, but it do. All right, let's check our angles one more again. Let's get it here on the frame rail. Get it to a 0. Okay. Now we're looking for around 3. Oh, are you kidding me, Rob? Sometimes you're good, okay? Sometimes you're good. All right, that's right on the money. Now, if I'm good laterally, 14.5. If this is good, then we're gonna start mocking stuff up. If I got 14.5 at the lowest point, which, I mean, it might be a little bit shifted. 14.5. That's it right there. That's 14.5, boys. That's it. All right, we can start mocking this up. Check this out. So, motor mounts need isolation on street vehicles. I have a bunch of this stuff. It is like this rubber impregnated block. I actually found a whole big like 2 square foot sheet of it at a salvage yard one time, and I picked it up and they gave it to me for like $1. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna use that for, but I'm gonna use it eventually. This is gonna be my motor mount. Now the reason I went with this is because like the Outcast Customs, they just have a piece of rubber in there, and that's what this is. So I figured, why not? So I cut a piece to fit right there. And now what I need to do is come up with some cardboard for this and then figure out what it's gonna look like running down to there. Let's do that now. Okay, I've got some hardware. We're gonna go ahead and bolt our engine template up here. I think these are 7/16, yeah. All right, so we've got this up where we want it. All right, so we've got, that's really, like, as far as measuring goes, it's kind of the hard part, right? So the rest is just connect the dots. We've got we've got the engine set where we want it. All the geometry, all the angles are good. We have our isolation in place here. Really, all we need to do now is bloop, bloop, connect the dots. So we'll cut a base plate for this, and then we'll start working on how we're gonna get, what kind of swoopy-doo design we'll go with. We want there to right about here, and then a nice easy transition there. And what if we come down right about here and come, or what if we just, no, I kind of want some shape to it. Yeah, I want some shape to it. Some hips on it or something. something like that. And then what if we pop a couple holes in it? Right? What if we popped a couple holes like right there, and then smaller, smaller, something like that. And is that gonna tickle your biscuit if we do that? I mean, that looks pretty good. Let me cut this flat. Huh? I mean, I'm not offended, you know? What do you think? Something like that, and then kind of the same thing on the inside, you know? You know what we could do is we could probably make it all out of one piece, but what I'm thinking is we'll maintain the bottom piece separate just so we can have some wiggle room if we need it. But if we make this one piece, what I can do, I'll just make this all one piece, and then that's what I'm gonna do, and then we'll notch it. Or I'll show you. I got an idea. I've got an idea. That's gonna come to here. That's gonna come to there. All right, so what I'm thinking I'll do is I'll make this one piece, and then when I cut this on the plasma table, I'll just leave small tabs between here and here, and then I could just bend it over like that. Boom. And then what we could do for structure on the inside is when this is over, we can run like a rib, maybe even a couple, like boom, 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 and then really strengthen it up. We could do the same for the bottom too. And I think that would be great for this little small block. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go inside to CAD, draw this thing up, and then we'll get it made. All right, I think I got something. Let me show you what I drew up. There it is. That's kind of what we're looking like. And so the idea is that that's going to be our fold line, and then that top part's going to cut over. We'll see how it works. I'm going to cut it on sheet metal first, just to make sure it all kind of fits. And then we're going to cut it out of 1/4-inch plate. Okay, I'm all set up on the 18 gauge. Let's run it. I haven't ran this table in probably a year, so I think I got it all. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's why we're doing this. All right, take two. Bruh. Pierce delay is too short. All right, let's try that. Let's up the pierce delay 5% and try again. All right, pierce delay. Except for now I'm noticing I didn't zero everything out, so yeah, that's a problem. All right, let's go. Yep, I jacked it up. Let's go. We'll make this area the 0. Oh, how'd that happen? Origin is down here. Okay. Wow. Program origin down there. All right. Yeah, I had my program origin up here. It needs to be down there. So that's my bad. Everything's zeroed out. We're on 0. We're reloaded. Okay, here. Origin. Let's torch fire's on. Let's try again. All right, looks like it cut everything. Let me go get my magnet. So those cuts actually look pretty good. And funny enough, like I don't have a cut chart for this thing. I just never built one yet. But what I always do, or what I did here, is I just asked ChatGPT. I was like, hey, this is my plasma cutter. This is what I'm doing. Give me some settings, and this is what it gave me. So it's always been really close. Let me show you how good this is. Oh yeah, there. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yep. There we go. All right. Let's fold it up on the brake over here, and then we'll go put it in there and see how it does, how it looks. That's the wrong damn way. I almost goofed that up. If I had a dollar for every time I've folded some sheet metal the wrong way on this thing. All right, from my brain to a part. Let's go post it up, see how it looks on the truck, if it's even close at all. It's already looking like it's there. Hell yes. Alright, now I did leave the bottom a little bit long so I could adjust as needed. Look at that. That's it. That is gonna work, you guys. That is gonna work. Alright, so the bottom's a little bit long, like I said, so I could adjust as needed. But dude, yep, that's it. That is what it's gonna look like. Oh, that's good. That is cool. All right, I mean, I guess I could fire them up out of, you know what, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna end the night on a win, because if I go in there and it's all jacked up tomorrow, I'm going to cry. So I'll leave it on a win, and then we'll cut the 1/4-inch plates tomorrow. Guys, next day, got a little sleep under my belt. Part fit great. We're going to do it in, I didn't have 1/4-inch plate, it's 200. I mean, it's going to be fine. Let's run the program and see how it does. Start. Wonk, wonk. Let's see. Probably pierce delay. Let's go. Let's reset. Go back over here. Go to 0. Origin is over there. Let's bump it up. Let's override our pierce delay. Oh, get my head out of there. We'll do 10% more. Maybe that'll work. Let's try again. There we go. I'm really impressed with this little Chinese cutter. Putting in the work. If you have not seen this tool, it is basically an edge router for steel. It's got a little carbide tool in there, and I believe it looks like a 60-degree angle, and you can set the depth of how you want. And basically what we'll do is we'll knock the edge off of steel parts after they've been, excuse me, after they've been cut on the plasma table, and just clean them up and make it look like a great part. Let me show you how it works. All right, I got the bend mocked up in there. I put it in the truck like 3 or 4 times and figured it out. And that line right there, we're gonna cut it with the cutoff wheel. And what that's for is that's gonna make up for the space that rubber isolator's taken up, so we can put our 90-degree bend off of that. All right, next thing we need to do is basically cut this out right here. So we got room on the table right here. Let's jog this bag Johnny over here. Basically what you can do with the fire control software is you can just cut lines. And I know how big that square is gonna be, so I'm just gonna tell it to cut lines, cut 4 lines and make my part. There we go. So I'll probably trim this so it fits a little bit nicer in there, and then either gusset heavily inside or do another piece off the back that comes up. I'm not sure just yet. But it's looking like something. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so that's where we're at. I'm running out of time. I gotta get this thing posted so you guys have a video on Saturday, so we're gonna call that a video. If you want these things, let me know. I'm thinking about making them available, at least the cut files. I could build the whole thing and sell them if you're interested in that. If you like them enough to wanna run them on your setup, let me know. I can work something to make that available. Anyways, guys, this truck is coming along. We're getting there. In the next video, we'll figure out the other side, or maybe I'll just do that in shorts or something, I don't know. But anyways, I hope it was entertaining. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything, hit the bell notifications, and that way you can see what is next for our $10,000 all-in truck. We're getting there, and I got a spoiler for you. We're way under budget. Way under budget.
Hey, all work, no pleasure. I ain't here to make friends, big stepper.